Good evening, Belize. It's Thursday and you're watching News 5. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making headlines tonight. A Belize City family is in mourning after a well-known truck driver was tragically killed in a freak accident this afternoon. The controversial 13th Amendment continues to stir debate, while the Association of Defense Attorneys strongly opposes it. Prime Minister Briceño explains why his government believes it's necessary. The Belize Airports Authority is headed to court. Captain Howell Grange and 2 passengers are suing over April's dramatic hijacking. A royal tomb has been uncovered at Caracol, offering new insight into ancient Maya history. And in tonight's special report, we explore how artificial intelligence is changing the way students learn in the classroom. All that and more coming up in the next 60 seconds. News 5 starts now.
Belmopan, the Garden City. After 50 years of serving you the most healthy and delicious poultry products in Belize, it's time to celebrate with a grand motorcade on July 12th, starting at 10 a.m. from our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Along the motorcade route, there will be music, giveaways, and fun for the whole family all along the route. Starting at our Belmopan branch down Hummingbird Highway into Ramirez Street, Las Flores, then Hummingbird Drive. Then through Hummingbird Avenue, then taking Libertad Avenue to the Ring Road, Price Center Road leading to San Martin Avenue, left by Parque Las Americas towards Guatemala Street to Cemetery Road, Salvapan. Moving towards the North Ring Road, passing by the Mexican Embassy. We take the roundabout and going around South Ring Road, heading towards Forest Drive and finally to our Quality Poultry Products Belmopan branch. Come and celebrate with us. Quality Poultry Products, celebrating 50 years of service to Belize.
Welcome back. A tragic accident in Belize City has left a family grieving and a community in shock. This afternoon, what started as routine truck maintenance turned deadly for 41-year-old Nuruddin Mariano. He was working on his vehicle outside a mechanic shop in the Jimmy Dyer area when a freak accident claimed his life. According to reports, Mariano was standing in front of his truck, parked just behind another, when he asked someone to start the engine. But the truck was in gear and it lurched forward, pinning him between 2 vehicles. Despite quick efforts to reverse and free him, it was too late. Mariano died on the scene. His family rushed to the area moments after the incident. News 5 spoke with his aunt, Wilma Thompson Wiley, who shared heartfelt memories of her nephew.
Man, he's an all-around master of none, but he got everything going. Everything he put his hand on it. It's, man, I don't know how to say it right now, man. I just want. But anyway, he was jack of all trade, master of none. All right. Very, very friendly. When you see him, you see teeth, and he loved to run joke, man. He give you life when you're not even one leave. When you're sad, they bring so much life and so much jinxing and family, you know, he's all about his family and friends, you know. So, man, he was a good person. He was a really, really, really a respectable You understand what I mean? Because nothing for mommy and yes mom and everything that is, you understand? And they love the family. We pack up, me and my daughter and my grandchildren, and we just rush out. I came out by my cycle, and just like bad luck, the cycle chain just come off. So my granddaughter bring me in the car because we have to come. We can't miss this moment for nothing. Not somebody like Rhythm. You understand what I mean? He was mannerly, cheerful, respectful. You understand? No matter what, he always look after the needy. If you don't have, and he have, he share.
A tragic accident on the Philip Gosen Highway has led to serious charges for a Doublehead Cabbage resident. Tonight, 39-year-old Melvin Ashburn Harris is out on bail after being arraigned in the Belize City Magistrates Court for a deadly collision that claimed the lives of a father and son from Biscayne Village. The crash happened Tuesday evening between miles 28 and 29. Police say Harris was behind the wheel of a white Hino truck when he swerved to avoid potholes, only to collide with a motorcycle carrying Josue and Felipe Solis. Both men suffered severe injuries and were later pronounced dead at the hospital. Harris is now facing 5 traffic-related charges, including 2 counts of manslaughter by negligence. He appeared in court this morning with his attorneys and was granted bail under strict conditions, including staying away from the victim's family. On Wednesday, we shared the story of Florina Arzu, proprietor of Flo's Pristine Service, a cleaning company she started a few years ago. Arzu explained to News 5 that an employee of hers was wanted for the theft of jewelry and cash from one of her clients. Tonight, 26-year-old Samara Moody, a housekeeper from Ladyville, is facing serious charges after allegedly stealing thousands of dollars in jewelry and cash from her employer during her first day on the job. She appeared in Belize City Magistrates Court today and was charged with burglary with intent to steal. She pleaded not guilty and was granted bail of $2,000 under strict conditions, including staying at least 100 yards away from the complainant, Abigail Mogale, and checking in weekly at the Ladyville police station. The alleged incident took place on June 20th, 2025 at Mogale's Buttonwood Bay home. According to police, Moody was hired to clean the house but was instructed not to enter the master walk-in closet. Later that day, Mogale discovered the closet had been cleaned and several high-value items were missing, including gold jewelry, designer watches, and $700 in cash. Police say there was no sign of forced entry, and surveillance footage showed only Moody and the homeowners were present. A wanted poster was issued, and Moody later turned herself in to Ladyville police on July 8th. During a recorded interview, police say she admitted to taking the items. Moody is due back in court on September 4th, 2025. A proposed change to the Constitution is stirring up serious debate, and it's all about how far the government should go to fight crime. The 13th Amendment bill would give the state sweeping new powers to declare special areas, zones, where police could search, seize, and arrest without a warrant, all in the name of public safety. It also proposes a new gun and gang court and aims to retroactively validate past states of emergency, including those already challenged in court. Supporters, including Commissioner of Police Dr. Richard Rosado, say it's a bold step to tackle rising crime. But not everyone's on board, especially the Belize Association of Defense Attorneys, who say this goes way too far. In a strongly worded letter to the National Assembly, they warn that the bill could erode civil liberties, weaken democracy, and give too much unchecked power to the government.
Well, we object to it for several reasons. Definitely legal reasons, but I also object to it for the humanitarian and social reasons. As that bill is, it gives too much power to whoever is in government. And then it is extending the police power. And in addition, it is saying that they can create auxiliary forces. Auxiliary forces may be people not properly trained to deal with civilians in times of crisis, or it can be ex-military people who are trained to kill, which is a different kind of training that they get. So I don't think it is well thought of. Even more violating is the fact that it is being made retroactive. So what has happened, in case people weren't following up, there were some Belizeans who took the government to court because of the previous SOEs, the state of emergencies that were locking down people for 3 months without any trial, without any access to attorneys, without any due process. So imagine there were men who were locked up every 3 months, Some people went up to 12 months being locked up every minute. They went to court and won the case.
The Association of Defense Attorneys is also raising objections to a clause that would retroactively validate past states of emergency, even those already challenged in court. According to the association, this move could undermine the rule of law and set a troubling precedent. And then there's the proposed gun and gang court. While the idea of a specialized court sounds promising, the attorneys say it lacks clear safeguards to ensure fairness and independence.
No, the danger with that is that once you entrench it in the Constitution, what you are trying to do is take away already rights that you have, civil rights that people have, and taking it away in a different way. So you're saying the very Constitution I would have been able to go to enforce my right is now making it unlawful for me to enforce that right. That's one of the dangers of it. The second danger is that, well, this government is a super government because they need 2/3 majority to be able to do that, and they do have that. The third thing is that we have a non-existing opposition fighting with themselves, and so they can't even come forward and say, let us fight for the people. We have already gone through a similar situation like this, but I would say this one is worse. What is happening, individuals in this country have taken the Johnny Briceño administration to court for things that were done by the Dean Barrow administration, because the SOEs, they started with the Dean Barrow administration. And so what they did, they are now saying, oh, you all took us to court for something illegal we did? Well, we will now make it legal, but we will not pass a law like Dean Barrow did. We will go and tamper with the Constitution. And the reason they're able to do that is because they have the majority, the super majority. So that's the hypocrisy in it. And why I say it is worse is because Dean Barrow only tried to pass a law. What Johnny Briceño is doing is trying to change the Constitution.
Late this evening, News 5 caught up with Prime Minister John Briceño at an event right here in Belize City. With the controversial 13th Amendment bill stirring debate across the country, we asked the PM to weigh in. His response, direct and telling. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, and I could understand the concern from everybody's. If these other legal scholars can show us how it can be done differently, we're prepared to take a look. But the problem is that we have a serious problem with crime, and it's something that requires the attention and the cooperation and the work of everybody, not only the police as the government, but even the public. And as much as we've been doing everything we can to try to stop these killings, these young men, mostly young men, they don't seem to get it. And what's even worse is that when they would go in a public space and just spray bullets and then innocent people get hurt. So we have to do everything possible to try to stop them.
Coming up, 80 more megawatts of energy coming to Belize. More when we return.
Basketball time again. It's gonna be the PG Panthers versus the San Pedro Tiger Sharks. Why they got 9 life, no? But the Sharks will cut that off. This one I don't want to miss. It's all going down inside the Belize Civic Center this Thursday, July 5th. Gates open at 7 p.m. and game starts at 9 p.m. Bring on the entire family in the BPBL. The San Pedro Tiger Sharks face off PG Panthers inside the Belize Civic Center. Doors open at 7 p.m. and game starts at 9 p.m. After party at Shishad. Sponsors include.
You don't know what the hottest league. You can see it. BPBL.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space then your contestant's number and send it to SmartCode 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. Must be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are low, nights are lonely.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I if anything she needs.
Have a blue Christmas without you. Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, they're kinda like to me, and pretty woman. It makes me feel like I can't live without you, and it takes me all the way. I want you to stay.
Uncry these tears. I cried so many, many nights. Unbreak my heart.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Belize Media.
our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
There's been a lot of chatter lately about a potential shakeup in Belize's telecom and cable landscape. Word on the street is that BTL may be eyeing a buyout of SpeedNet Communications and possibly several local cable companies too. But so far, no official confirmation. On Wednesday, businessman Michael Ashcroft added fuel to the fire during an appearance on Open Your Eyes, briefly touching on the rumored deal. SpeedNet, as many know, is majority owned by Waterloo. And this evening, Prime Minister John Briceño, whose relatives are shareholders in SpeedNet, was asked directly about the speculation.
I don't know. You'll have to talk to people at BTL and the people at Smart.
You are the supermajority of the, or you appoint, sorry, the supermajority of the board, and your family owns Smart. If this sale were to go through, wouldn't it be a conflict of interest?
I wish it to be my family owned Smart. But those things are discussed at the management level, and then it goes to the board. I can assure you that if something were to happen, it has to be in the interest of BTL and the interest of the Belizean people.
A major step toward energy independence was taken today as Belize Electricity Limited and Blair Atoll Power Company signed a historic solar power agreement. The deal will bring an additional 1.5 megawatts of locally sourced solar energy into the national grid, a first of its kind at this scale for Belize. But that's just the beginning. Prime Minister John Briceño says the government is already looking ahead with plans to secure 80 more megawatts of energy. It's all part of a bigger push to reduce Belize's reliance on imported electricity from Mexico.
Maybe about a month or two, I think the PUC put out asking for proposals, and a number of companies applied. I don't know who are there, but I know a number of them. They're being reviewed, and then after that they're going to compile it to the smaller group, because we want to make sure that these companies would be able to. The plan is that once we sign the contract, that they will be able to deliver within 1 year of energy, probably another 80 megawatts into the grid. As I mentioned earlier, it's what has happened to us last year. It showed how vulnerable we are to another country, to Mexico. Mexico are good neighbors, they're our brothers, and they've done very well for us. But our growth, we have to depend on our own future, and that is why we're seeing how we can start to ease up on that dependency, but still have access to their energy.
At today's signing of a major energy deal between Belize Electricity Limited and the Blair Atoll Power Company, Prime Minister John Briceño took the opportunity to spotlight a bigger picture: the growing need for collaboration between government and the private sector. The agreement marks a step forward in Belize's push for sustainable energy. But according to the Prime Minister, it's just the beginning. He says more public-private partnerships are on the way, especially to tackle one costly issue: the government's massive spending on office rentals.
What is happening is that there, in many instances, there's so much that work that has to be done, and sometimes it's not just for the government to do it on itself. That is when they make these partnerships, private, public sector partnership agreements, where, for instance, a good example is right now we are going to build a new area for the magistrates and the higher or the upper court, so the complex right here on Lake Independence Boulevard. There, that's an example of a PPP where government has signed up with Social Security, and I think some of the banks that have already expressed interest into building this complex, and then instead of paying rent to somebody else, they're going to pay for ownership. And that is something we've been talking a lot about it. I know you guys have been making a big deal about the rents, and you're right, and it's something that should have been addressed a long time. But the plan now is to be able to look in areas, say in Belmopan, Orange Walk, where it's most needed, Belize City, and see if we can create partnerships with the private sector to build these buildings, and then instead of paying rent to others, we could rent to own. And so that's what we were talking through with the IDB.
There's a dramatic legal twist following a terrifying mid-air ordeal that shook the nation just months ago. The Belize Airports Authority is now facing a lawsuit filed by Tropicair pilot Howell Grange and 2 passengers, survivors of a harrowing hijacking back in April that ended with the death of the hijacker, American national Akiniela Taylor. Grange, who was stabbed multiple times during the attack, has since undergone therapy in the U.S. and is now taking legal action, represented by none other than senior counsel Dean Barrow. And just this evening, Prime Minister John Briceño broke his silence with a brief comment on the pending case.
But of course I have to be concerned. I mean, and I'm a bit disappointed that that's going to happen, but not surprised. But more than that, I don't want to comment because quite likely it will end up in court.
If you've driven along Belize's highways lately, chances are you've seen it. Piles of trash scattered along the roadside, turning our beautiful landscapes into something far less picture perfect. It's a growing problem, and the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing is speaking out. They say littering isn't just an eyesore, it's a threat to wildlife, the environment, and even public health. And the cost? It's not just environmental, it's also draining resources that could be used to fix roads and build better infrastructure. Here's Brittany Gordon with the following story.
You see it in the water, on the streets, and lining the highways. Trash is everywhere, and it's becoming a big problem. Belize is known as the Jewel, a nickname that reflects its stunning natural beauty and rich cultural heritage. Every year, thousands of visitors come to experience our lush rainforests, vibrant wildlife, and crystal clear waters. But there's a not so pretty side to this picture: litter. From north to south, garbage piles up on our highways and our public spaces, and it's hard to ignore.
Littering has become a huge problem because every week we pick up more than the previous week. And we have noticed that the locations that we're picking up garbage from, we're also picking up household garbage. So it seems as though residents are taking their household garbage and leave it out there for us to pick up. And the MIDH is not a garbage company. Honestly, we pick up the garbage because when we cut the highways to do vegetation control, the garbage are there. So it doesn't make sense for us to leave it there. And so we try to ensure that once we're doing vegetation control, we come behind and we pick up the garbage at the same time. But
trash is a serious health hazard, not only to people, but to the wildlife living in those areas as well. According to Chief Engineer Evandale Moody, cleaning the highways has been costing the ministry a significant amount of time and money, resources that should be spent repairing and developing infrastructure.
The littering is a significant additional cost that we have incurred and we continue to incur. The ministry basically has to spend at least 2 days out of the 6 days, because generally we work up until Saturdays. And so at least 2 days out of every week, we have to be spending time picking up garbage along our highways. This is not just for the George Price Highway, it's all the highways countrywide. And so that has a cost to it because we have to employ personnel to do that type of work. We have to provide safety vests for them to utilize. We have to pay for the garbage bags for us to load the trash in. We have to pay for gloves. We have to pay for the transportation because it's not just 5 miles. We have to do the entire length of the highway, and each district is responsible for a certain section.
The Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing is urging Belizeans to step up and show more civic pride. In a recent statement, the ministry warned that our bad littering habits are slowly destroying the very environment we all say we love. And it's not just MIDH raising the alarm. Minister of Tourism Anthony Mahler says the growing trash problem is a serious concern for his ministry too. That's why they're rolling out the new campaign, the Clean Belize Initiative, aimed at tackling the issue head on and restoring the beauty of our country.
We have to take the lead on all of those things. If the rivers are congested before Ruta Maya, we have to go in there, clean up the river with logs and debris all over the place. If it's silted, then we have to try and get some dredging happening. So all of those things come into play. But the Clean Belize Initiative, I think, is going to be a great program for us moving forward. It's to focus on beaches, to focus on the major highways and to focus on just keeping Belize clean and healthy.
The trash is making Belize look bad. It's as simple as that. According to Mahler, the lack of civic pride is becoming evident on Belize's reviews.
I've also spoke about the amount of litter that we have all over the place, because when you have exit surveys, those are the things that our guests are saying on the surveys. You know, this is an issue, derelict vehicles all over, stray dog, all of these things.
In 2024, the marine conservation group Sea of Life collected over 18,000 pieces of trash, and a whopping 75% of it was plastic. These plastics don't break down easily. Instead, they end up polluting our land and sea, causing long-term damage to the environment. While efforts to move away from single-use plastics are underway, there's still a long road ahead. In the meantime, the Ministry of Infrastructure, Development and Housing, MIDH, is asking everyone to do their part, starting with something simple. Hold on to your trash until you can throw it away properly.
The volume of garbage that we're receiving is horrendous, and I think it's ridiculous. And it basically shows, honestly, that we have a nasty society. I mean, that is just putting it real. And we have to do something about it, because littering and defacing of our assets, it basically diminishes us as a country. We have a beautiful country, but it also compromises the road safety, and it increases the maintenance costs. So our idea is to try and get that out to the public, honestly, and to see how best we could get a positive reaction from the general public on these issues.
Every Belizean is encouraged to take pride in their country and its wealth of natural resources. That means doing their part to ensure that it remains clean and safe for all to enjoy. Brittany Gordon for News 5.
After the break, a new discovery in Caracol highlights site's significance. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
My name is Leomar Langsert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
This is the new era of the Mexican Caribbean. A whole spectrum of colors and hues, multi-dimensional cuisine, holographic beaches. The true new era is within you.
In Belize, change isn't just coming, it's already here. When people have tools, knowledge, and power, they build the future they want. This is what a game-changing partnership looks like. Equal, lasting, and led by the next generation. From greener choices to inclusive growth and innovation, Belize and the European Union are shaping tomorrow together. Every action, every voice, every breakthrough, it's all a part of the same story. Game changers, empowering the future. Follow the EU in Belize to discover the game changers.
Stop wasting your time and money. Come to Publix, where every dollar counts. So why shop anywhere else? Find the freshest fruits and vegetables handpicked for your family. Need something quick and delicious? Our ready-made rotisserie chicken is hot and ready to go. And with Publix Rewards, you'll save big while shopping for everything you love and need. Publix, fresh, affordable, for you.
Serving Belizean families for 27 years.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to Smart Code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Oh, yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. First be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are low, nights are lonely.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I if anything she thinks.
Have a blue Christmas without you. Pretty woman walking down the street, pretty woman, they're kinda like to me, pretty woman. It makes me feel like I can't live without you, and it takes me all the way. I want you to stay.
Tears. I cried so many nights, unbreak my heart.
Remember, voting ends on Sunday at midnight. And don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Great Joy Belize Media.
You pay the bill?
Ma, I got the wallet.
So you could pay the bill now?
Yeah, I can show you.
Ah.
See? Easy.
When a hurricane hits, you want to know you're covered. Take time to review your policy details. Are you adequately covered for hurricane damage? Visit us at 1 Coney Drive in Belize City or one of our convenient countrywide agents. Don't face stormy weather without the right insurance. Having the correct coverage is priceless. Remember, it pays to get it right with RF&G Insurance, a Road Group company.
Textbooks? Still important. But these days, more students are turning to tech, specifically AI tools like ChatGPT, to get help with everything from homework to full-blown research papers. It's a digital shift that's changing the way classrooms work. And while it's opening up exciting new possibilities, it's also raising some tough questions. How do educators keep up? How do they make sure students are still learning the skills they need, not just copying and pasting answers? From Florida to Belize, teachers are rethinking how they teach, how they assess, and how they prepare students for a world where AI is here to stay. Paul Lopez has a story.
These days, students aren't just turning to textbooks, they're turning to tech. From homework help to full-blown research papers, large language models like ChatGPT are becoming go-to tools in classrooms around the world. But while technology is opening new doors for learning, it's also raising some big questions. How do educators strike the right balance between embracing innovation and ensuring academic integrity? Lee McLaughlin, who teaches anthropology and geography online at Florida International University, is one of the many educators navigating this new digital frontier.
In 2022, bang, all of the language started changing and becoming more homogeneous. All the answers kind of started sounding the same. And I was working with the professors there, and we were starting to say, well, something happening here. And obviously, paying attention to what's happening in the news, ChatGPT is becoming more and more widespread, more and more trained as more and more people use it. And students were using it to basically feeding the question into it and copy pasting the answer that was coming out the other side. So obviously that's a problem.
One of the biggest concerns with students leaning too heavily on AI tools like ChatGPT, plagiarism, is becoming a real issue in classrooms. And it's not just about copying and pasting. As the program coordinator for criminal justice at Gillen University points out, when students rely entirely on large language models, they miss out on building the critical thinking and writing skills they need to succeed, not just in school, but in life.
When you enter the workforce, if you kind of shortchange yourself in terms of your viability in the workforce, because you're cheating yourself out of those skill sets that you would have developed if you did it correctly. Because you take in the very professions that, such as, let's say, engineering, you take, social work. These require to be intimately involved with those persons you're working with. And people will see through you day one.
Let's face it, AI tools like ChatGPT aren't going anywhere. In fact, they're only getting smarter. And educators like Dale McDougall, an adjunct lecturer at Gillen University, are leaning into that reality. Instead of fighting the tech, he's rethinking how he teaches.
Teachers are now required to try to think out of the box. How is it that we can have students use AI as a tool rather than a replacement? And I have my own mechanisms that I use for my courses. For example, I start off with different types of assessments to determine students' writing styles early in the term.
If we suspect that they are just copy pasting, some of the measures that we take is we'll ask them for a one-on-one meeting and ask them to verbally express why they've written what they've written.
Sure, AI in the classroom is shaking things up, but educators aren't backing down. In fact, many are stepping up, becoming part-time tech experts just to keep pace. Still, there's a growing call for clearer guidelines and more open conversations about how tools like ChatGPT should be used in schools. And as Dr. David Aguilar, computer science coordinator at Gillen University, puts it, this tech is evolving fast. That means that the education system must stay flexible, ready to adapt as the digital landscape keeps changing.
So we are trying to guide students through a forest that we haven't been through ourselves yet, right? So it's tricky. We need to be on our game. We need to be very creative in our own approach. We need to make sure that we are seeing where the world is going so that we can say, okay, we seem to be moving in this direction. And again, Mr. McDougall talked about the way he edits his assessments to make sure he gets what he wants out of his students. I think that's the way it has to be. We can't do things the way we've been doing them so far. We'll be stuck in the past. We can't jump too far ahead, or the technology might go in a direction we didn't expect. And so we have to sort of be adaptive. I think that needs to be the key word.
So the classroom is no longer just about administering lesson plans and issuing grades. It's an entirely new landscape where humans and machines must coexist. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The Caribbean is making real strides in the fight against HIV. Since 2010, new infections have dropped by 21%, and AIDS-related deaths have fallen by an impressive 62%. But while the numbers are encouraging, the full picture is more complex. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano.
The Caribbean has made real progress in the fight against HIV. Since 2010, new infections have dropped by 21%, and AIDS-related deaths are down 62%. But behind those numbers lies a more complex story. According to UNAIDS, about 340,000 people in the region are living with HIV. Most know their status, and many are receiving treatment, but not everyone. Children and men are less likely to be on treatment or have their virus under control compared to women. Young people aged 15 to 24 make up a quarter of the new infections, often because they lack access to prevention services designed for them. And for key groups like gay men, transgender people, and sex workers, the risk remains extremely high. In some countries, HIV rates amongst transgender people reach a staggering 60%. Money is another challenge. Over 2/3 of HIV funding in the region comes from international donors. That means programs are vulnerable if that support dries up. Haiti, for example, relies almost entirely on outside funding. Legal and social barriers also stand in the way. While some countries have decriminalized same-sex relationships, others, including Trinidad and Tobago, still criminalize them. Sex work and drug possession are also illegal in most places, making it harder for people to get the help they need. The Caribbean has come a long way, but the fight isn't over.
When we return, Pomona land dispute. Who owns the land?
Take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Caribe in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribe, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
As an athlete, orthopedic health is very important. Our bodies can be so strong and yet still so delicate. Injury is something that we cannot prevent. We could try to mitigate the risk of extreme injuries. However, it is very, very important that you know and understand your body.
As we get older, our bones are getting softer. It's hard to treat degeneration which already happened. The first treatment is a lifestyle modification and the support of physiotherapists. I am Dr. Sergey Adonin, an orthopedic surgeon, and we are watching Caribbean Medical TV.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Aiwa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Aiwa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Aiwa. And for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Aiwa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Aiwa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Coming up, get ready because it's crop over time. A friendship contribution to children with cancer, making a difference for those with special needs. African culture expressed through fashion, and another reward for a job well done. It's all next on this station.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
A major discovery at the Caracol archaeological site is making headlines internationally, and for good reason. Researchers have uncovered what they believe to be the tomb of Caracol's very first king, a find that's shedding new light on the ancient Maya world and its complex network of diplomacy and power. Led by renowned archaeologists Dr. Arlen and Diane Chase, the Caracol Archaeological Project is once again putting Belize on the map for groundbreaking Maya research. And as News 5's Paul Lopez shows us in this week's Belize on Real, this discovery could change how we understand Caracol's role in Mesoamerican history.
A discovery nearly 1,700 years in the making is turning heads at the Caracol archaeological site. Archaeologists have uncovered a burial site dating all the way back to 331 AD, and it's no ordinary tomb. is believed to belong to Tekab Chak, the very first known ruler of Karakol and the founder of its royal dynasty. The exciting find was made by the Karakol Archaeological Project, led by husband and wife team Drs. Arlen and Diane Chase, who've been uncovering the secrets of Karakol for decades.
One of the questions is how important was Teotihuacan to the establishment of rulership in the Maya era? We selected, among the other places we worked this last season, one area. It's the Northeast Acropolis that we've worked on for many years over time, because we knew it had remains of the correct time period to try and answer those questions.
The tomb that archaeologists discovered contained an assortment of jadeite ornaments, carved bone tubes, pottery vessels, and more. Dr. Melissa Badillo, the director at the Institute of Archaeology, explained that all these items reflected local and traditional connections with central Mexico, suggesting diplomatic relations at the highest level.
One of the more significant features of the tomb also is the fact that there are some pottery vessels and other obsidian artifacts in there that clearly show that connection to central Mexico. It shows that Teotihuacan influence very, very early on. And so it pushes back the time for that Mexican influence. And it shows that even as early as the first founder of Karakol and his reign, that there was networking happening between Belize and the Maya area. And so even though they were not they didn't have the comfort of modern transportation as we do now, there was significant trading, networking happening still within the region.
What we discovered this past year is the tomb of someone that we believe was the first member of the royal dynasty at Karakol, Tekab Chak. This would be the first individual that we found that actually matches with the hieroglyphic text. So the first ruler, not just the first ruler in name, because that's the first one on the monuments, but the first one that we've actually found. That in and of itself is huge.
Dr. Badillo says the discovery is of national importance. She explains that it reinforces the country's critical role in the ancient Mesoamerican networks, while highlighting the value of preserving our archaeological heritage. The discovery also adds a new layer of intrigue to a site that draws visitors from across the world.
For sure, it will put Belize really on the forefront of Maya archaeology, because it shows the significance that we had very early on in the development of the Maya history within this region. The networking and everything that came along with it. It shows the political significance and the strategies that Karakol had in place in communication and linking with these regional cities across the Mesoamerican area. It will definitely provide, another intriguing feature for visitors to come to Karakol. Of course, these things are not yet on display as we work through more analysis and getting all the information we need to. In the near future, we should expect that we will have this information updated, available for the public.
There are 11 ceramic vessels, and a lot of them are polychrome. 11 vessels in a tomb dating to 350 AD is a lot of vessels. What was even more impressive is the iconography that is on top of, or the art styles that are painted on top of the lids, because one of the lids shows a portrait of the god Ekchau, the Maya merchant god, who is generally not known from the classic period. And here he is at 350 AD, a god of trade.
Future analysis will include ancient DNA studies, isotope testing, and the reconstruction of artifacts such as the jadeite mask. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
Tonight, we return to Pomona Village, where a heated land dispute continues to cause friction between residents and the Ferguson family. In this report, Minister Rodwell Ferguson and his son, Aaron Ferguson, speak out to share their side of the story. The Fergusons strongly deny all accusations against them, including allegations of threats and political meddling. Here's News 5's Tanya Arceo with the latest.
A long-running land dispute has turned personal, with residents accusing the Ferguson family of claiming property they say is theirs. Now, Minister Rodwell Ferguson and his son Aaron Ferguson are responding to those allegations, insisting they have done nothing wrong. And while both sides argue over who owns the land, there's an important fact. Under Belizean law, even if there's a cave on the property, that cave remains property of the state. Any artifacts or relics found inside belong to the government of Belize and are protected by national heritage laws. Today, we're speaking with everyone involved, asking the questions demanding the documents, and trying to clarify who truly owns this contested land.
I want to go back in history because the younger folks today don't know the existence of this cave. In the 70s, when I was a child, the Ministry of Infrastructure used to be the Ministry of Works. Used to blast this cave to get materials for roadworks. So every 2 or 3 days, there was a blasting. And so it affects the whole structure of the cave. Even the stones that you see there, they set them in place. And I told him, Stoney, no matter what, I will not allow you to apply for the land where the cave is on. No matter who you are, you could be my son, you could be whoever you are, but I will not allow you to apply for the land where the cave is on. As a matter of fact, this cave has on the water system for the Pomona Village Council. So the tank for Pomona water system is on top of the cave. I am not fighting for this piece of land for no family member.
You're not offering him 10 acres of land either?
I told him I will go and look for 10 acres for you where we can find it, to make sure that you are satisfied, that you become a beneficiary of a piece of land through your farming. That is my commitment to them.
We then headed to the home of Miguel Angel Trejo, who insists the land, including the area with the cave, rightfully belongs to him and his family. Trejo disputes the Ferguson's claim and says he has the lease to prove his ownership, while Minister Ferguson maintains that those documents are not valid.
Pues yo lo conseguí esos documentos.
Well, I got those documents in the lands department, but I'm now seriously concerned with everything that is going on because there has been serious death threats because of this claim. Mr. Rodwell, Sunstone has threatened me. So I spoke to Minister Rodwell, present here today.
Mr. Trejo, I want him to understand I have nothing against him and I do everything in my power for him to get a piece of land.
El ministro quiere que usted entienda que él no tiene nada en contra de usted y él va a hacer todo en su poder para poderle conseguir un pedazo de propiedad a usted también.
Mr. Trejo, I give him a piece of land, give him at least 6 months so he can move out to his new land I'm going to get for him. I will never, ever do that to you, sir.
I have the video here if you would like to see it.
What I'm saying as the elected representative for Stann Creek West, this is no prejudice of anything. I will ask the ministry to have Mr. Trejo to evacuate from this piece of land. I will find peace for him.
Another thing he promised me was 10 acres of land. And this was the day where he has not given me anything. I was a young person when I cleaned all that land now. I am in my 70s. I don't have the same strength to clean all that land. If he gives me a clean piece of land, I will accept to be moved. But why don't they want me living here? And Mr. Canton lives right here as well. Or is it because I am poor he doesn't want me to give me a piece of land here? If I had the money, they would let me live here. But there's a family living right close to this property and they say it's against the law to live here. So why don't I get my acre to live here too? Why am I bothering here?
While Mr. Ferguson left the property to avoid further dispute with the Trejo family, we also spoke to the chairlady Melida Ingram for clarification.
To allocate, to approve the land in this area is usually done by the minister, or sometimes you get in contact with the village councils to send recommendations. For the land that they're claiming, I know it's government property because it's located right by the cave, which is owned by the village council. So the lands that are around this area is surrounded around here is owned by the village council and the government. So we're sure we'll do a review on the land titles and have a sit down with
Minister Cordell Hyde and see what can be done about this dispute concerning this land that is here, that is owned by the government, because the village council have works that need to be done at the cave.
I am certainly glad to have you guys down here to cover the other side of the story. For who have certainly known me from a while back now, you would know that I certainly am not involved in any criminal act. If that was the case, I would certainly not have asked of the news station to have took off the stories that have been aired tarnishing my character. It have not certainly set well with me, and I certainly thank you guys for clearing up the air as it relates to that. As to the allegation made, I am certainly have not made any threat any at all as it relates to those individuals. They had mentioned that I had burned down. Instead of burning down, I would have, who know me, I build. And instead of rooted up, I would have planted. Right? So I certainly, in no way, shape, or form have anything to do with that, and I would want to distance myself from that allegation.
And while both sides disagree on many things, they agree on one, that the cave does not belong to either of them. Tania Arceo, News 5.
Up next, BEL flips the switch on solar future.
Make light work lighter and quicker with Switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
The temperatures are rising, but the prices are dropping fast. From beach days to backyard barbecues, Cellular World has everything you need to stay connected, entertained, and ahead of the curve. Crank up the music with JBL speakers. Watch every play in a crystal clear action on a new Samsung TV, or stay productive with reliable Dell devices, all from your trusted authorized distributor. How low can you go? Try smartphones just for $119. Tablets at $129. TVs starting at only $379. Gadgets, computers, printers, appliances, and office equipment at the best price. Visit us today at your favorite Cellular World location, Belize City, Belmopan, Orange Walk, or San Pedro, and find great deals, trusted brands, and a summer you will never forget.
Vote for your favorite KTV contestant by texting the number of votes followed by a space, then your contestant's number, and send it to smart code 585. Here are this week's contestants.
We are beautiful. Oh yes, you're beautiful. Oh yes, you're beautiful, baby. Telling me you're beautiful. Jano.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Don't take the chance because you think you can. Must be love on the brain. Just love me. Just love me, yeah.
As you leave, you'll see the nursery. Oh, she left me without mercy.
And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me.
A million years from now, you know, baby, I'll be loving you still. My nights are long, nights are lonely.
She's out of my league. Just a fool to believe I am anything she needs.
Have a blue Christmas without you.
Voting ends on Sunday at midnight, and don't forget to tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. only on Greater Belize Media.
Electricity is evolving, and BEL is leading the way with smarter connections across Belize. Meet AMI, Advanced Metering Infrastructure. It's not just a meter, it's a smarter way to manage power. Smart meters record your energy use in real time and securely send the data to BEL. Key customer benefits include real-time insights into energy usage, improved home energy planning, integration of solar, battery, and EV technologies, and innovative customer service solutions. Get ready! AMI is coming soon to municipalities across Belize, including the Keys, to give you more control and reliability. BEL, bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Belize is turning up the power toward a greener future. Belize Electricity Limited made history today by signing a groundbreaking agreement for the country's very first utility-scale solar power plant. The new facility, set to rise in Buena Vista, Corozal, will generate 15 megawatts of clean energy, marking a major step in reducing our reliance on imported fossil fuels. It's a proud moment for Belize's sustainability journey, and BEL Chairman Andrew Marshallek shared more on what this milestone means for the nation's energy future.
We all know and all agree that utility-scale solar is the future for energy generation in the country. This is the furthest we've ever reached down the road of actually putting a plant on the ground, and we thought it was worth celebrating and documenting.
Great. So we had the signing today. What comes next?
What comes next is that they now move to start building out the facility, and it's a 12-month proposition, and so by next year you should see a plant on the ground and utility scale solar being put on the grid, and that's a very good thing for everybody.
Can you explain why the signing of the PPP happens before actual construction?
Because it sets out the terms for operations, it sets out operating parameters that must be met, and it also sets out price. And it also is an arrangement under which BEL agrees to buy the power that this plant will produce at a pre-approved price.
Since it's a pilot, can those terms actually change when it comes on stream?
No, they're based on projections, and that's why part of the reason why it takes as long as it does. They've put forward their price. They've worked out what it will cost to build the plant, and they've put forward a price, and we've sought to negotiate it down, and the results have been reviewed by the PUC and approved.
There's good news on the horizon for Belizeans. Lower electricity bills could be coming soon. That's thanks to a major leap toward energy independence. Belize's first utility-scale solar power plant is officially in the works, which will provide Belize with 15 megawatts of power. For years, we've relied heavily on imported energy. About half of our power comes from Mexico. But when an energy crisis hit there, Belize felt the shock with temporary power cuts that exposed just how vulnerable our grid really is. Now, with this new solar plan set to boost local energy production, there's real hope that prices will drop and reliability will rise. BEL Chairman Andrew Marshallek has more on what this means for your wallet and the country's future.
It should be lower, and this is why solar is needed, because it will exert a downward pressure on the average cost of power. And if we're to
the price.
Yes.
So, tell us.
Yes, but it's a unit price, and you don't know how much will be produced.
Okay.
And you will have better data once it starts functioning to make better projections. But projections have been made. But it's not that I can tell you what it will be,
But it will be
down
lower.
to the cents. It will be lower than a number of sources that we rely on now, so that when you average it together with those sources, it brings down the overall average cost of power. And this is why we say we need to introduce utility scale solar into the system if we want to maintain prices as where they are, because it has a downward pressure on overall costs.
Something exciting is happening in the heart of Pomona. For the first time ever, the village is hosting the Valley Youth Connect Summer Camp 2025, a vibrant new initiative aimed at empowering young people in the community. Chairman of Steadfast Village, Orlando Chuck, shared details about the event, which is expected to reach around 250 youth between the ages of 14 and 29. From skill-building workshops to fun, interactive activities, this camp is all about connection, growth, and opportunity for the next generation.
So far it's been going very well, and we are transporting our children here to Pomona Community Center and the IT Vet, where they are doing baking, they also do barbering, wood carving, and today we are having the first aid training in the community center behind us.
In the community center we have the first aid and CPR training. And so as a teacher, I took it upon myself to come here today, because I don't think that even as a part of our CPD trainings, we get much opportunity to do CPR and first response training, which I think is very, very important for persons like teachers who touch a number of lives daily, and we do find ourselves sometimes in these compromised positions. I am in this course right now, and I am discovering so many things that I thought I knew, and I knew them so poorly, so wrongly. And so I was discussing with Ms. Yesenia Trapp. The course is being offered by Southern Emergency Services. I am formally inviting young persons, teachers, public workers, healthcare workers. If you're studying to be a primary school teacher, a secondary school teacher, this is very much needed. And I know we're almost always worried about CPD hours. I'm actually discussing as well how we can get this collaboration going, that Ministry of Education facilitates the CPD hours whenever we do this.
As the Valley Youth Connect Summer Camp continues, the energy and enthusiasm of the young participants are clear signs of its impact. With a focus on empowerment, skill building, and positive engagement, this first of its kind initiative in Pomona is laying the groundwork for a stronger, more connected generation. Organizers hope the success of this year's camp will inspire even greater involvement and support in the years to come. And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.